Well, with Euro 2024 heading towards a conclusion and with pre-season fixtures beginning for many clubs, we thought it was time that we got our pre-season message in and gave you guys a quick channel update for what you can expect for the 24-25 season and the timeline for such as well, because we have started to get a few little comments and questions. So what we're going to do today is run through what's staying the same, what's changing, what new exciting things you can expect to see on the channel over the next few months, and where all of us are going to feature in that as well. So hopefully you're looking forward to it. Hopefully you're getting excited for the return of club football now. But we've got to start with what's changing from last year, because last season on the channel was a bit of a unique one in that Luton did the impossible and reached the Premier League. So as a result of that, we were dragged away for away days a little bit more. Luton weren't in a championship, which is where we'd seen so much championship football over recent seasons. And it led to a lot of you beating me in the prediction shows, which I'm sure you're very happy about. This year, though, in addition to Luton returning to the Championship, there's a new TV deal, which if you're a TV fan watching at home is going to be absolutely great. You're going to see more EFL football than ever before and have access to more different games at different times. If you're a match-going fan, it's going to be quite difficult. Then if you're trying to do a quick turnaround for Championship predictions, it might also be. So let's get the first update out of the way. The Championship predictions will remain unchanged. We will still be doing Championship score predictions for every single match day. I'll still be encouraging you all, as you did last season in your numbers, to play along in the comments. And whoever beats me or matches my score will get a shout out every match day. Nothing changes on the format of that. It's growing all the time. It's been brilliant fun having a light-hearted chat with you all. And you know what? A little bit of a semi-competitive but relaxed nature. It's all fine by me. So hopefully you'll come and play along for another year. And of course, hopefully this season I'll do a bit better, because I'll be watching Luton in a championship every week and naturally seeing a little bit more championship football in addition to all the stuff on TV. What it does mean though is that one of the features from last year, which were the Premier League previews, where we took a slight detour from our focus of an EFL and non-league podcast because we wanted to cover Luton in the Premier League. It's a natural thing for us emotionally. That is going to be scrapped now, because without Luton there, I don't have a vested interest. And this was never intended to be a Premier League or top level podcast. And without Luton there, there's no point worrying about it. I do want to say though, good luck to the sides that have gone up. In addition to that, there is one other thing that you're not going to see on the channel this year. And that was the League One Shorts videos, which we did across TikTok and YouTube. Because ultimately, both there wasn't a time for us to really explain our results and our scores and why we were going for them. We did okay in the predictions and a few of you played along as always, but in terms of time consumption and the quality of content, it's just not something we were particularly happy with. So we're going to focus our energy on something else this season instead, which is exciting and will be coming up in a moment. One of the other standout things from this channel though that's been here for a couple of years now is the manager specials. We've been doing them, I think, probably since Nathan Jones returned to Luton in lockdown. And they've been a bit of a hit for the most part. We've seen this summer some high-profile changes at both Plymouth, Burnley and Sunderland. And you guys have come and got involved in your numbers and gave your opinions on those. So the Championship Manager specials will continue as normal, either with myself or with myself and Craig, depending on what time of day they are and whenabouts during the week. Because we'll get to the personal stuff later, but our time schedules are all a little bit more tricky now. In addition to that, though, you will have seen that our shorts focus has changed a little bit. We've focused on sort of new contract news. We've also focused on manager specials elsewhere in the EFL. We've talked about Birmingham. We've talked about Michael Carrick's new deal. That sort of thing will continue. And we're going to have a few new different types of shorts as well, which we'll talk about a bit later on. But I want to get to the big news from the Championship, because we wanted to get the focus back to EFL this year, especially with Luton in there. And it's kind of been scuppered a bit in the early months because Luton have been picked for Friday night on TV so often. But the big addition this year, to replace the little videos we're losing from the Premier League previews and a couple of the shorts, is live streams. Something we've never done on this channel yet, despite the fact I've done hundreds, possibly over 1,000 on my FM channel, despite the fact that we recorded in sort of live format when we first started doing this podcast. We've never done live streams officially. So for the new Championship season, and I will release the schedule over on the community page very soon and across social medias, we will be doing some Friday night watch-alongs initially from the Championship, where those of you that have ever followed my FM streams will know we did it during Euro 2024. We watch the game while you guys are watching it at home. We have a chat, we do some quizzes, we talk about the rest of the weekend football coming up. If it's going to be a Sunday or a Monday game, we'll talk about the weekend that's been. And we'll just have a little bit of a relaxed chat. It's a chance for us to all catch up. It's a chance for us to talk about the weekend, why we went for the scores we did and all of that. And alongside the prediction shows working in tandem, I think that'll be brilliant fun. We are going to be doing the first one on the opening night of the season, the Friday night football between Blackburn and Derby. So that will be the first one, and we'll put the schedule out for the rest of them moving forward. The only caveat I do want to put on that is I only ever do live streams of neutral games. So much like in the Euros, I wouldn't do any England ones. In this season, there will be no Luton live streams. So it will only be neutral fixtures because if it's a Luton game, I'm sure you appreciate as a fan. I want to be invested in watching my team, not worrying about looking at chats and all of that sort of stuff. I should mention with those as well, while initially it's just going to be me, it will potentially be Craig and or Charlie moving forward later on in the year as well. We're just going to experiment with it, see how it goes, how many of you want to come and watch it. And then if the chat's lively, of course, we've got the scope and we've got the layout in the way we've set up the stream design that more people can come in. And we can even make guest appearances later if need be too. So that's the big exciting news. The main focus this year is going back to the Championship. We've dropped the Premier League stuff now. Luton's not there. The League One shorts are going to be given a miss this season. I will say though, keep your eyes peeled. We might do a Championship Fantasy Football League now they're starting the EFL one. So you can keep your eyes peeled for that over the coming weeks. And I'll let you know the details once we know. But all of the focus is going to be on the Championship during the season. We're going to do the predictions and manager specials as always, but the addition of live streams will allow us to be a bit more interactive and get a bit more involved with you guys. But that's not the end of the exciting news, because one of the best parts in pre-season is always our pre-season prediction shows. We do one for the Championship, League One, League Two and the National League. And myself and Craig will be back as always this year. Your support on last year's ones was magnificent, so thank you again for that. But we are going to be back a week before the season, roughly, with our pre-season preview for all of the 4 leagues. You could probably argue it's going to be even more difficult this year. After a Euro summer, it always slows the transfer window down. So a bit like last year, we made 1 or 2 predictions, and then 3 weeks later, one of the teams had 7 or 8 new players. These things happen. We're not afraid to make ourselves look silly. It's only a bit of light-hearted fun as always. Don't gamble on our predictions. Don't take them seriously because, quite frankly, we're not pretending to be experts. We just want to have a bit of a laugh, a bit of fun, and to be interactive with you guys. And we can have a little bit of competition with it as well. So again, when those videos come out, feel free to give us your tables in the comments as well. And as always, and like I did last year, I'll release my notes over on my FM blog so you can see where I put everyone that doesn't get a mention during the predictions video. The final things to mention are things that won't be changing, but you may see more or less of depending on circumstances. The interviews that Charlie's been doing are going to continue. They are sporadic, but we really enjoy doing them. And for Charlie, whenever the opportunity arises, you will see interviews with people. We've had a couple of great ones over the summer, with Kate Mason being the last, a big sports presenter in the UK. So as and when we can, we'll try and release those and give you some insight from the footballing world. And in addition to that, we're also going to have match day action. If we're at a game, if we go into neutral venues, if we're seeing little clips from matches, we'll be showing you where we were, don't worry. We've had some great clips from memorable FA Cup ties in recent season, among many other things. And of course, we're always at non-league finals day, which is incredibly popular. So you'll be able to see those clips on the channel as usual, in addition to all of the other fun. But the one other thing that is going to be making a return this year, and taking us all the way back to the very start, is the rambles. Now, they're not going to be too frequent. We're aiming for sort of a few of the international breaks during the year and maybe one around Christmas. But when we first started this podcast, it was basically just the 3 of us gathered in Charlie's kitchen, having a chat and a laugh about football for an hour with some bizarre stories, a couple of quizzes that infuriated us, and a lot of general football waffle. Now, that's something we may try and incorporate into the live streams as we move along. But with the stability that we've all got now, we're going to be hoping to return to them a bit later this year. To give a little bit of perspective as to why this summer's been a little bit quieter, and particularly why Charlie and Craig have featured a little less in the last year. Craig has moved to a traditional sort of 9 to 5 job, which means we've all got different work patterns now, which is not ideal for recording stuff together. For Charlie, he's just moved house after having a second child, so congratulations to him. And I'm moving house this year as well, so we're all going into a bit of a crazy situation, but hopefully the stability is not far away. What you won't see, though, is any changes to the Championship schedule. Of course, because of the nature of the new TV deal in a Championship, it is not always going to be possible to put the prediction show out 2 days before. For example, now where there's going to be a Tuesday and Wednesday programme, the last game of the match day won't finish till 5 o'clock on a Sunday at times. So getting the video out for 6:30 just isn't going to be achievable. But where possible, we'll release them as quickly as we can. I'm sure you guys will get involved in your numbers. That will all start in the next few weeks. 4 pre-season prediction videos from the Championship, League One, League Two and the National League. Once we move into the season, we'll have Championship score predictions every match day as always, as well as any manager specials when there is a new arrival at a club. And that's been pretty busy the last few years. The merry-go-round is in full swing. We'll have shorts to complement that with Championship stats, transfer rounds up and all things like that. You can find those on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. And then, of course, we'll have the other stuff as well. The interviews, the match day action and the rambles, all to continue across the podcast. But thank you very much for your incredible support during the 23-24 season. We are going back to the EFL focus after Luton's relegation. And hopefully you guys are going to come and play along with the predictions in your numbers again. We've really enjoyed it. We really appreciate your support. And a special thank you to those who have chosen to be channel members during the year as well. You make a massive difference and allow us to do what we do. But we are going to be back, hopefully now in a couple of weeks' time, with pre-season predictions from the National League, League Two, League One and the Championship. How stupid will we look? I'll see you there, hopefully, to find out.